Hi and welcome back to my channel, and I'm glad that you joined for yet another trip to another country. We're going to one of my, well, it's not really a home country, but a country that I usually visit once a year. I have family there. I have spent countless days and countless hours in that country. I know a lot about that country. I've hiked it, I've skied in it, and I've visited, I think, all of the major cities. We're talking about Austria. And since it's Austria, I wanted to introduce, I was torn between different recipes. For once hello Seth. For once I would have liked to make Kaiserschmarrn with you, but since it's summer, I thought it's more appropriate for winter, and maybe we will take it or make it further on. And well, why not make, I said to myself, yeah, why not make the most iconic recipe that probably everyone who thinks about Austria immediately thinks about, Sachertorte. So Sachertorte was a recipe that my mom made quite often. She used to make it for my birthday. Most of my Austrian family used to make it. We used to eat it in the cafes, in the super famous, traditional, original cafe in Vienna. I had it there. I loved it when I was a kid, and yeah, I grew up. Now I don't love sweets that much anymore. I'm not that much into chocolate. I know that that comes as a shock for most of you. And yeah, but I thought about making it. So the thing about the Sachertorte, it has, or the recipe is supposedly secret. No one knows the exact recipe. There's been a scandal because I'm not entirely sure how the story goes, but the original cafe was in financial trouble. They were bought or rescued somehow by some external party, and the external party showed the recipe. And nowadays on the website you can find the recipe. I will link it down below. And they say it's not entirely accurate because the recipe is still secret, but yeah, that's the whole story around it. Anyways, we're going to make Sachertorte with Marillenmarmelade that I was lucky enough to find in the supermarket, which should probably mean that there's probably a lot of Austrians around here that I don't know about, so please send me a message if you're here. Just kidding. Anyways, it's 35 degrees outside and I'm inside here, locked into my kitchen, about to bake. So let's get to it before I melt. So in a bowl we mix 100 grams of icing sugar and 150 grams of softened, almost melted butter. And the pods of a vanilla, or a vanilla pod, I add some vanilla extract. Now we mix it until it forms some bubbles. Now it's time to add the egg yolks one by one. Let's try to see if it works. So in total we need 6 eggs that have to be separated, the egg yolks from the egg whites. The egg whites we're going to take care of in a bit. Next we add 130 grams of icing chocolate, or couverture chocolate, that has to be melted, and we add it into our mixture. Now we set this aside and take care of the egg whites. Now in a separate bowl we have the 6 egg whites. We'll add 100 grams of sugar and we'll beat it until stiff. Now it's stiff. As you can see, if you flip it over, it won't move. Now we assemble. Now we take our mixture, we put on top our egg whites. Now my family and another few people that I know of usually put rum into the dough as well. It doesn't state so in the original recipe, but I think it's okay to add a tablespoon or a shot of rum into your mixture if you'd like to. Now on top of this, we add our 140 grams of flour. And then we mix. Now we have a nice mixture, and we're going to put it into a pie form. Now we take a spring form of approximately 24 centimeters in diameter. We grease it with butter and flour. Otherwise, you can also use parchment paper if you don't want to have issues with washing it and cleaning it afterwards. That's what I usually do. We pour our mixture inside. Now about the cooking or baking. The original recipe says to put it into the oven at 170 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes with the door slightly ajar, then close the door and bake it for another 50 minutes. If you have an oven like mine, that is part of the more modern kind, I think, it won't work if you open it or if you leave the door open. So I'll basically bake it for now at 170 degrees for approximately 45 minutes. If it's not done after 45 minutes, I'll add another 15 minutes approximately. So the full time of baking would be approximately 60 minutes depending on the oven. Well, see you later. So it's been about 45 minutes in the oven. I've taken it out the oven, I've removed the spring form, and I'm going to leave it here to cool down. Once it's cooled down, we're going to come back. Now it's time to halve the cake. See you in a bit. So now that we have the two halves, we're going to spread some jam. Usually you will use apricot jam for it. And here you can also put some rum in it if you would like to. I'd rather not, but you're free to do it. Guess I did not manage to cut it perfectly in half. And then we put it on the other half too. I don't know if you can see it at the moment. I can't see my own screen. Just believe me that I'm putting it on the other half at the moment. And now we put it back on top. And it's time to glaze it. We're going to make the glazing. To make the glazing, take 200 grams of sugar and 125 milliliters of water. Put it into a pan and bring the mixture to a boil. Now boil for about 5 minutes. Don't forget to stir. Now we add in the chocolate. We remove from the heat. In my case, I switched off the heat. We add approximately 150 grams of dark chocolate. Now it's time to pour our mixture on top. Now that we have covered our entire cake, we wait for the frosting slash glazing to cool down and harden. This might take a while. So we've come to the end of this video. Finally, my Sachertorte is ready. It took longer than expected. I started at around 4:30 and now it's past 9. And yeah, I'm really melting because it's really hot in here. The sun is streaming in, but the door is closed, so yeah, I have the greenhouse effect experience. My Sachertorte is ready. I even tried some lettering. For someone who writes like a doctor, it's not that easy, so you probably can't read what I wrote. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will make Sachertorte in your life, because come on, it's chocolate. For now, I'm going to go into the shower. See you next week if you would like to join me. I already tell you that we're going to Azerbaijan, and we're going to make something that I'm really bad at. So yeah, if you'd like to see more videos, subscribe so that I understand that someone is interested, or I don't know, comment down below, anything. As always, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you. Bye!